Love Inspired and HarlequinAudio present K-9 Companions Books 29 through 31, featuring The Veteran's Valentine Helper by Lee Tobin McLean, performed by Kristen Kallen-Keck, and Rescue on the Farm by Allie Pleiter, performed by Britta, and An Unexpected Companion by Mindy Obenhouse, performed by Zoey Daniels. The Veteran's Valentine Helper.
And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. John 8:32. To imperfect moms of imperfect kids everywhere. Chapter 1. April Collins parked in front of her new temporary home, yawned and stretched tired muscles. Driving all night had been best for her 6-year-old twins, but she was exhausted. She looked up at the blue sky and thanked God for a sunny day and a truck that had made it from Chicago to western Pennsylvania. A fresh start for the new year. She'd grown up here in Holiday Point, rebelled and gotten her heart broken here, and had escaped the town eagerly. Now she hoped it would be a refuge. The carriage house in front of her was made of old white brick with blue trim. Foot-long icicles hung from the gutters, and just past the tree-lined backyard, she caught a glimpse of the sparkling river. Way more charming than the rundown apartment they'd left behind. Attached to one end of their new home was the main house, where her employer would be living. Scarily enough, they'd be sharing a kitchen, dining room, and living room. She hoped he liked kids. "We get to live here?" Evelyn asked from the back seat. For once, she sounded the way a 6-year-old should, happy and filled with wonder. "Where?" Eli, Evelyn's twin, let out an audible yawn. When April looked back, Evelyn had already unfastened her seatbelt and climbed out of her booster seat. She assisted her brother with the same task. "We're in Holiday Point, where I grew up, and we do get to live here for a little while. Come on, let's look inside before we start unloading boxes." April climbed out and helped the twins down from the high seat, then made sure they were stable on the icy, rocky twin path of a driveway. The three of them hurried to the house, their breath making clouds in the cold morning air. April punched in the code she'd been given, opened the oak plank front door, and made the twins wipe their feet. Then she let them run inside. As they pushed through the door that led to the private part of the carriage house and raced upstairs to see the bedrooms, April walked around the partially furnished main floor, assessing how well the shared space would fit their needs. If she could move the table into the kitchen, she and her employer could use the dining room for an office. She moved to the window and looked out at the river, racing its sun-spangled way down to the point for which Holiday Point was named. "Mom, we picked our room!" Footsteps thundered down the stairs, and then each twin grabbed her by a hand and tugged at her. She let them lead her upstairs, smiling at their enthusiasm. April had been uneasy about their city neighborhood for the past 6 months, had scanned job listings elsewhere, especially looking in the general vicinity of Holiday Point, where she still had a few relatives. But it was a rural area, and she'd found no jobs that fit. And then, one day, she'd gotten stuck in city traffic and been a minute late to pick up the twins from the kindergarten bus. When she'd reached the bus stop, the twins had been chatting with a scary-looking man in a suit who'd disappeared immediately when April rushed up. She'd panicked. Of course, she'd chided the twins for ignoring her lessons about stranger danger, and they'd promised to do better. But they were little, and she couldn't trust them to remember about safety. That night, she'd stayed up searching job postings and rentals, praying for a pathway to a safer life for her children. In the morning, a new position had appeared on her job feed: freelance writer to help veteran with true crime story.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?